Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Spieler. I'm a 30-year pro makeup artist. I'm the creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass, which launches at the end of the month. I've closed registration for 2 months, but you can get in. I think I'll keep it open for 2 weeks only, and I have a really cool class coming up that I'm going to teach within it called How to Know Your Skin Tone and Undertone. I think it's something that most women are so confused by. I even got a little confused at one point because the foundations in the stores don't represent the true color theory on the color wheel. So we'll get into all of that in my masterclass. Okay. I want to help you get the best skin of your life in 2025. It's going to take work. It's going to take downtime. The downtime sucks, I'm going to be honest. But even if you just do some of these peels during the year, you are going to see vast improvement. I did a TCA peel last February. I did a percentage that was too strong, and I did it with a Q-tip, which is so stupid, but that's what the brand told me to do. What you always do with a TCA or any peel is you want a little square gauze, and you kind of get it into a little square, you get it saturated, you squeeze it out really well. You don't want any dripping. Remember, it's acid. And then you swipe your face evenly. And this brand said, oh, just use a Q-tip. So I had this weird, erratic, pattern on my face, and it looked terrible. But when it was done peeling, my skin looked incredible. Then I went into a Mandelic 40. It's a 40% Mandelic, and I did that several months throughout the year. I didn't do it enough. I should have done it more. But that's where I saw the real improvement in my pigmentation. Now, today I'm going to talk only about Platinum Skincare. I am an affiliate with Platinum, but when I tell you, it's actually kind of a joke how many emails I get from them saying, oh, you just got a commission. First of all, it's pennies. It's pennies. And also, I think a lot of people go to Platinum and there might be a sale, so they get the sale price instead of the discount that I offer. And that's fine. I want you to get the biggest deal. So when I tell you I'm an affiliate, but I make like ridiculously almost zero money off this, I just became an affiliate because I love the product and I wanted to be able to help people. But I'm just the testimony. You have to go to Platinum yourself. You have to watch Jennifer. That she's a master esthetician. She started Platinum Skincare. Her education is top notch. And even though I've done a bunch of peels this past year, I still rewatch the video every single time on how to do a peel before I do that particular peel. It is so, so important because even most estheticians cannot use some of these peels on you. So how are you allowed to do it at home? Only under the guidance of Jennifer. She is excellent and she really protects your skin, but you have to follow directions. They have a Facebook group called, I think, Platinum Skincare Gurus or something like that. And you cannot believe the amount of women who screw their face up because they didn't watch the video, or maybe they watched it and kind of forgot, or maybe they didn't follow the instructions. This whole thing is full of instructions on every peel that they have. I recommend, if you've never done a peel, start with like a lactic acid. I think it's the most gentle. You'll get really pretty results. It doesn't require downtime. I call them weekend peels. These are the type of peels you can get from an esthetician, where you get a beautiful weekend peel. Maybe on a Thursday or Friday you go home and maybe just do light skincare and some SPF all weekend. You maybe don't really wear makeup, just because your skin's kind of healing. And then by Monday, you're good to go. You can start wearing makeup. That's what's great about like a lactic acid, even glycolic, but I find glycolic's kind of spicy. I started last year, 2024, with a lactic acid peel to see how my skin would do. And then in February, I did the full TCA. I believe I did 20%. Burned my face. A lot of you saw that. It was pretty bad. And then it healed beautifully. I absolutely loved my skin. 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I went to a dermatology office and I got a Jessner's peel, which is super, super spicy, almost unbearable. But it only lasts a couple minutes and then it starts to neutralize. And then you go into how many layers of TCA. She did 2 layers on me. She said, oh, when you come back again, I'll do a 3rd or 4th layer. But this time you're new. I just want to do 2 layers. She did a 20%. So she did Jessner's and then 2 layers of 20% TCA. It took absolutely 12 days downtime. I mean, I couldn't wear any makeup for 12 days. But my skin the following month, I didn't have to wear foundation and barely any concealer. My skin was beautiful. But then about 6 weeks later, boop, 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 all the sunspots start to come back to the surface. Now, they're lighter than they were, but you have to remember our skin has a cycle. And we also did all of our sun damage when we were young. This is from teenage years, okay? This is from baking in the sun in Hawaii or the beaches of Southern California. I didn't religiously start wearing SPF until 1990. I remember specifically Allure magazine started really warning us and I took it seriously, but back then we only had an SPF 15. So the damage is done, but it's never too late. And when you see women in this Facebook group, you're gonna be so encouraged because it's never too late to reverse your skin. And I'm always so encouraged by the women I see in there. Some women start with, you know, pretty pitted like acne marks from their teen years, sun damage, and you cannot believe when they stick to a whole year of peels, they reverse their skin. And I just want to cry for them because I know how good that feels. So I encourage you to get into their Facebook group because it really is encouraging. Again, I'm just the vessel. I'm just the mouthpiece, the testimony to get you over to Platinum Skincare because you're in good hands with Jennifer, okay? But I want to talk about my TCA results that I just did at Christmas. So on Sunday, the 22nd, my best friend Kara came over. Many of you know Kara, and we decided to do a TCA peel, but we did a safer level. We did a 13%. And we sat right here in my studio and I did 2 layers of 13% and I started to frost. When you frost, it means your skin starts to get little white lacy patches and that means you're done. No more layers. Kara didn't get any frosting. She could have easily done a 3rd or 4th layer, but it's her first time ever doing TCA. She has an esthetician license and she wanted to be very, very conservative. Now in hindsight, she said, oh, I wish I would have done a 3rd layer. That's okay. We can always do it going forward. But it still took about 9, 10, 11 days to heal for me. It took less for her. And I'm going to show you right now the whole process. I documented it every day because I wanted you to see every day what it looks like. If you work in a place like an office building or you're a teacher, you are going to have some very unsightly days around day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right around there. And you're going to be shedding and it's not attractive. So, you know, I don't know how to rectify that. I stayed home. That's why I waited and did it at Christmas. I knew I wasn't going anywhere, but that's the tricky part with peels. But it's the same with lasers. I'm watching a ton of women right now on Instagram and TikTok who all ran and got, you know, CO2 laser, halo laser, clear and bright. They all went and got these lasers and they have to have 10 days downtime too. And when I tell you there is almost no difference in the outcome, I cannot stress that enough. Peels cost very little money to do at home. Same downtime as a laser. Lasers, thousands of dollars. And I also have seen people with lasers have pink skin up to a year, and some lasers can actually cause the post-inflammatory pigmentation. It can actually cause your melasma to be worse because of the heat. So that's why I decided not to go through with my CO2 laser. My doctor was going to give it to me for 50% off because I sent him so much business. and it sounded like such a good deal. And then I saw too many people with pink and red skin for up to a year, and I can't do that with what I do for a living. So I bailed. I didn't do it. And that's when I decided I'm pretty smart. I'm a little daring. I can do peels at home, and that's when I found Platinum Skincare, okay? So I want you to watch this process. It's about 4 minutes. I explain everything. You'll get to see all the days. You get to see the shape, the shedding, the flaking, and then I'll be back. Okay, here is the peel. It is the second layer of 13% TCA. You can see I'm frosting on the nose and above the right eyebrow there, and it just feels like a light sunburn, does not hurt at all. And here is the next morning. So you feel kind of sunburn and everything's starting to get tight and dry and a little scaly. The day after that, even more scaliness. You start to feel like leather, and all your dark spots and pigmentation come to the surface, because that's what the peel does. It brings old skin to the surface. Here's day 3, I believe, and same thing. You're still kind of pink and red and very dry and tight, like leathery. And don't be alarmed at any crepiness or leatheriness or spots, because this is just part of the process. This looks like it might be the same day. I don't know. Sometimes I probably double documented depending on the lighting. Okay, so this is probably day 4, and now I am in full-blown like shedding like a snake, and it starts around your muzzle. It starts where your face moves the most, which is right around your mouth and nose. And here is day 6, I believe, and even more peeling. So you peel pretty heavy on day 5, 6, 7, and again, it starts in the center of the face and moves to the outside of the face. You can see how tight it is. Your lines look very sharp, and don't worry, it will look beautiful within a week or 2. But you can see why you can't wear makeup. You can see why there is a lot of downtime with peels, but it's totally worth it. I did it over holidays, and you can tell by my wardrobe, I'm just sitting in my pajamas for about 9 days. Okay, so this is now one of the worst days. This might be day 7. And it's really starting to spread now to the center and the middle perimeter of my face. And this is where the forehead will start to peel. My crow's feet started peeling at the end of this day. And this might be day 7 or 8. I don't know. I didn't label the days, so I'm kind of losing count. But this was the worst day. You can see it's just everywhere. And you can't peel it. You can't pick at it. You can't peel it. You can't use any type of acid to slough it away. You just have to live through the process. Now you can see the center of my face is done peeling, and it's starting to move to the outside of my face. Little flakes, though, at this point. The outside of your face doesn't shed like a snake. The outside of the face is more flaky, real flaky, like still not pretty to wear makeup. This is probably day 9. You can see all the flakes on the sides of my face. Sometimes I had to go to different lighting just to really show the process, but it's not cute. You can put emu oil over it if you have to go out, but this is just how you're going to look for up to 10, 11, 12 days. And you can still see my sunspots, which I was a little disappointed. I was like, why am I still seeing sunspots after 9, 10 days? And now you can see the glow is starting to come back, but I still have the pink in the cheeks. And now it's starting to spread to the very outside of the face, including the hairline. And you will have flakes in the hairline for a few days. And then usually by day 9 or 10, the neck starts to peel, but I was literally peeling on my neck and décolleté up to 14 days. I just sat down at my computer to edit this video, and half the video didn't record. So this is now on my phone. So you tell me the difference. Do you prefer the camera, which is the first half, the whole intro, or do you prefer seeing it on my iPhone? This is my iPhone, and it looks pretty darn good. Okay, so I was a little disappointed with the TCA peel. I feel like it could have looked better. Now, Jennifer always says give it 3 weeks, because at 3 weeks, you're really gonna see the full potential of the peel. But like I said, I just felt like there was still so many sunspots and freckles that I was disappointed for how much downtime there was. And then I looked one day in the mirror and I looked real close up, and I will say the crepiness on my eyes, my crow's feet, this texture right here, which is my main source of contention, all looked softer. And TCA is a resurfacing peel. TCA is to help the surface of your skin to look smoother, to lessen fine lines and wrinkles. So I was like, okay, in fairness, it did a nice job. And she also says to do a series. I just don't have the downtime because I film 5-6 days a week. So I think what I'll do is next Christmas, I will do a TCA 20%, because I see a big impact when I do 20%. I might only be able to do 1 layer. If I start to frost, I can only do 1 layer. And Jennifer says not to do it that way. She says to do 13%. She'd rather have you do 5 layers at 13% than jumping to 20. But I've had 20% twice now, and the month after is just absolutely beautiful. So she also has you doing Fade Bright. Many of you know I've been using Fade Bright since May. I use it every single night. It has faded my pigmentation and sunspots better than anything I've ever tried. Way better than hydroquinone, and you don't need a prescription. I use this every night from May till September before I had to replenish with a new bottle. I do 2 pumps on my face every night. I wash my face, I'll do some essence, and then I'll do this. And then I let my skin dry down, and then right before bed, I'll pop on a moisturizer. Something really hydrating. Something that I highly recommend, and they will send you samples with Platinum Skincare. The Emu oil is fabulous. And Kara went out and went out and about more than I did, so she would just put Emu oil on her face. She did wear makeup because she wasn't peeling as much as me, but I love the Emu oil. I bought it in a big size. It's so healing, and if you do have all those flakes and it's unsightly and you don't want to look at it, you can put this on. If you wanted to commit to a peel and that shedding, you just can't have that for your job, you could always wear a mask and just tell people you're sick or you're immune compromised. I know we're all so tired of masks, but that could work. I highly recommend buying a thing of gauze. They always send you enough squares to do a peel, but I like knowing I have a backup of the gauze. It's only a couple bucks. I did the eye peel. I bought the eye peel kit. This is 7% TCA. I did 2 passes on my eyes, and you don't flake a lot on your eyes. I did have some kind of heavy flaking right out here in my bigger crow's feet, but I wasn't sure if that was the 13% or the 7%, or maybe I accidentally went over the 7% with the 13%. So maybe I had a few more layers here, but eye peel is something that I'm gonna commit to once a month, because I think I could do this on like a Thursday or Friday night, just 1 pass, not 2, just 1 pass of 7% TCA on the eyes, because the next morning when I smiled, I did not have crow's feet. And even now, all of the texture around my eyes and up here is less. So I believe in the TCA eye kit. It's 7%. I do highly, highly recommend getting Vaseline or Aquaphor. This is Waxoline. And you're going to paint a layer of occlusive all under your eyes, on top of your eyes, and heavy in the corners. I also go heavy here because this is a tender membrane. I go up into my whole nose, and I do the outer corners of my mouth. If you're prone to cold sores, you can get cold sores. I've never had a cold sore in my life, but I do like to go in the outer corners. You do want to protect those areas because this is acid. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I am going to try this once a month, so I'll keep you updated. Once a month TCA around my eyes, just 1 layer. Probably won't do a TCA again until June or possibly next Christmas. June's one of the slowest months in social media, but I might have to wait till next Christmas depending on my filming schedule, and then I'll go a little bit heavier with TCA. What I am going to do all year and what I saw really beautiful results is the Mandelic 40. Now, if you are sensitive skin, if you have rosacea, if you are a teenager, you should start with the Mandelic 20, but I bought the Mandelic 40. Originally, I bought it in just the cute little bottles, like a single-use bottle, but I loved it so much that I bought the 40 in the big bottle. This might be $70 or $80, but when you think about it, that's cheaper than getting a facial. What are facials now? 100, 120. So you get a full bottle. This will last, gosh, 2 years, if not longer, 3 years. I don't know. I'll have to check the expiration date. But I am going to do the Mandelic. I'm going to start with once a month, and then I'm going to try to do this every other week, because when I tell you, it lightens your sunspots and freckles and discoloration and melasma better than anything I've ever used. And then in conjunction with the Fade Bright, which you can use every single night, wow, this is the winning combination for me when it comes to pigmentation, when it comes to smoothness, less texture, less lines and wrinkles. TCA is the king for that. Okay, so there you have it. That is what I love. That is what I recommend. If you use a retinol or tretinoin every night, you would have to cycle Fade Bright in with it and see. There is a retinoic acid in here. You're going to have to read about it on their website. So I just use this every night, but sometimes I'll do retinaldehyde. I just won't do this if I'm doing retinaldehyde. But I love this. This is the winner. And if you go onto the Platinum Skincare Gurus Facebook group, asked to join, you will learn so much about the peels. You will learn so much about what not to do. You'll see so many women who didn't listen to directions, didn't watch the videos thoroughly, and they burn their face. It's okay. They all heal just fine, but sometimes Jennifer has to get on the phone with them because they've really done some damage. So I highly recommend watching all her videos at least twice before you do a peel, but it's just the best. It's the best return on investment you will ever see. It's so affordable, and to me it's as good as any type of laser you could possibly get, but it's so much cheaper. It's like a controlled burn where you don't know what you're going to get with the laser. You don't know, but with the peels, you know it's a controlled burn. You know it's going to be a certain amount of downtime, but then 2-3 weeks after your peel, your skin is just the best it's ever looked, and it keeps getting better because you keep committing to it. I even had my friend Tanya, who already had pretty skin, but she sent me a picture of her skin back in March, and then sent me an updated one of her skin in August. And when I tell you, she reversed the clock like 10 years. It was amazing. So that was exciting and it encourages me. So it really does work, and you're gonna really enjoy seeing how many women have reversed just so much sun damage or acne or just natural aging. They've reversed it with these peels. It's a commitment. It's a time commitment for sure, but I hope I've helped dispel some of the fear about doing it at home and shown you how much the downtime sucks. There's no way around that, but it sucks with lasers too, and this is far more affordable, and I know you can have the best skin of your life, which is why I'm titling this video The Best Skin of Your Life. So let me know in comments, please, if you like the beginning of the video with my professional Sony, or do you like this part of the video with my iPhone? I know many of you won't like this black background, but I'm getting wood floors installed in my whole home, or luxury vinyl plank, probably in February, and then I can start redesigning this whole room. And sometimes I'll get rid of this and show you the back of my room, and sometimes I'm going to do this, and then I even bought another really pretty warm background, and I'm just going to play around a little bit. So please be patient, but I appreciate all the feedback, and I especially appreciate those of you who watched the past 2 Saturdays to kind of compare what worked, what didn't, which device you were watching me on. That is priceless to me, and I really appreciate my Look Good Close-Up soldiers. So thank you so much. I salute you, okay? I love you. God loves you. And I'm going to have some more faith talk this year. I have some pretty heavy things to talk about with some of you. And even today, as I'm taping this, it's the 5-year anniversary of my mom's passing. And I've never really talked about that, but I wasn't prepared. She was in hospice and I still was not prepared. It was a really tough time, and nothing prepares you for living without your mom. Many of you know that. Nothing prepares you for being on this earth without your mom. It's so crazy. So I'm glad I got to be with you today on this day that my mom passed, and I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I miss her and I love her, and she was the best mom in the world. So I will see you next week. I think we're going to talk skin tints and maybe some pretty deep stuff if you can handle it. I love you. Bye for now.